Okay. So, Mr. Wilson, thank you for accepting this interview.
My pleasure.
Okay. How do you consider your role as a president of jury in a Premier Plan festival?
I consider it as a very important mission because we are determining in a little way, the future of tomorrow's directors. So we mustn't fail to identify who are the ones who will count in the panorama of tomorrow's cinema. And it's tricky because we would be considered serious fools if we missed a genius in a way. And also because as young directors, attending a festival like Angers can really change your life. If you get a prize, if you are noticed, it really makes a difference. It's not the only festival for that, but it has a very good reputation. So as members of the jury and myself as president of the jury, we are very, very concentrated to not miss the talented elements. The trouble is, of course, we have very few awards to give away. And so it's going to be very frustrating. We only have one award for, let's say, the best film, and then one interpretation award for actors and one for actresses, and that's it. And then one award for the short feature.
Mr. Wilson, which do you consider as the most important criteria when judging a film?
What is the most important criteria? Oh God, it's tricky because in fact, I think when there is excellence, you forget about the criteria because there is something that becomes so obvious, and then in a way it's when you do not find excellence or not complete excellence that you start being analytical and you discuss with the jury members the failures either in the writing or the direction, the photography. When it's good, you're in front of something that is so obvious, and you stop analyzing in a way. It's just there to be taken. And we're waiting all the time for this revelation. So of course it's a combination of many elements, and it's not only one. I keep on thinking of the famous saying, what makes a good film? A good story, B, a good story, 3, a good story. I think the capacity of good storytelling for me is important. Very often the young directors want to put too many things in their first film. And sometimes they forget about the simple fact of telling a story. Because their mission is so immense, because they want to make a photograph of the world as they see it, and of humanity as they feel it. And sometimes they want to say many things. One is struck by the power of good storytelling. I think that's really, and then it includes many things, subtle things. The capacity to direct actors, and the quality of the editing, all the elements. What's interesting is how accomplished I think the films are, and that comes as a great surprise. Sometimes there's hardly any difference between the works of first-time directors, as we have seen them, and the works of experienced directors. I never have the impression that I'm seeing first-time films.
You have spoken about fervor Monday night. So what do you think Premier Plan has in particular?
I was in the hall just now, and it's now 12:30. I mean, it's full of people. It's crazy here. What's happening here is completely amazing. Every time you go and see a film, it's packed. And it's packed with people from many generations. It's packed. it goes from little kids to old-age pensioners. It's extraordinary. But it's taken 29 years. I mean, you know, we are in the 29th edition of the festival. It's a slow process to propose to the public a selection that is really interesting, and also to train the audience to be curious, to be open to many proposals, and they are. And they, I think it's a really immense event, cultural event in the city. And for all the film people involved here in the festival, either the participants or, you know, members of the jury, we cannot stop to be amazed by the quality of the audience. That's really very particular here. So, yes, people, when they are invited, they come and present their films. Of course, they love to go to festivals, but everybody is amazed here to see such big cinemas filled all the time by people who do not leave and who then participate in the debates in a very interesting way. It's quite spectacular.
Thank you very much.
That's it?
Yeah.